يب بدأوا الآن. يلا أول مباراة فيرست اوف فور اللي يوصل الأربعة أول هو الفايز.
Well, here we go. Grand finals. EXO versus Twisted Minds going to be kicking things off on Nepal Village, and no one going to be going for that point. Instead, it's just going to be
حتى نفس الخطط نفس الحركات نفس والله من جد ميرور.
Amon still holding on to his Maywall, now drops it, but doesn't really catch off KSA on that left side. KSA understanding Bastol is a little bit
previously. عيني كيسي روح انت
there goes the lamp already. Bastol taking a lot of damage.
يا عيني كيسي يا شيخ تانك دف من الآن. بستول حبيبي معليش تقدر تهايط على البقية، هذا ما تقدر تهايط عليه. الوحيد القادر على هزيمة كيسي هو نفسه، طالع في المراية يتضارب ويفوز على نفسه بس. تطبيل سريع يلا كوارتز يلا يوبي. عينك كوارتز يا اخي. ايوه شقوهم شق، علموهم اللعبه الجماعي. يا شيخ خلقهم يا شيخ خلقهم تخلي تفوز باذن الله. ابغى اكتب تانك دف يا اخوان.
Yeah, this is definitely a wake-up call, Moxie. Switching back from obviously playing against the fairer teams now.
تريبل هزموا 3-0 من الفريق اللي الآن يلعب ضد تويستد، وهذا النهائي. EX فازوا على تريبل 3-0. يا عيني التكفيل، بس لازم يهربوا ويندو.
Oblivione. Meanwhile, a railgun shot has been built up for Quartz on that right
angle.
With it, nice work from him to open up that shot. Also has built up the overclock to X. Oblivione want to commit some ultimates. They have walled off the point.
Okay, what that can say?
That blizzard, but here comes that Ant Matrix.
You're good. You're on
that front line. Quartz also with another railgun shot takes out Canale. They've gotten that 2K to enable them in this point.
يا شيخ قسم بالله دف. اخ والله هذول يستاهلون يروحون الليج، وربي والله يستاهلون يروحون الليج. تبارك الرحمن واللعب. كل شيء دف. معانا التيمت ماي، معانا التيمت كوارتز، بس هم معاهم رام ومعاهم شو اسمه لوسيو ومعاهم كوكي سجون.
Cookie does have one to counter it, but also that blizzard is there into that front line. 97, 98. Who's going to touch on the side of X Oblivione? It looks like nobody can touch that objective. And Moxie, we're getting the shades of yesterday after that 100-0, which was the
easy game.
Deja vu. We've been very much in this same place before, Dustin, and I am concerned. Like you said, it could just be EXO trying to take that adaptation of moving from dealing with the tempo of a Farah and Echo heralded team to that mirror matchup where the same utilities are there.
جائزة مالية وليست يروح الليج. أنا أتمنى يروحوا الليج يعني. شات برودكشن أولى 70% تبارك الرحمن لتويستد.
Otherwise, this map, this entire series is going to run away from EXO.
Let's go.
70-30, obviously from the chat predictions of Twisted Minds. Make sure to use your hashtag, guys. OWPTP.
نفس التشكيلة ونفس وقت التغيير ونفس المشي. ما شاء الله. ما بالك بالمنتخب.
Hey guys, I'm on TV. Look at me. And I mean, you can do the same thing, or you can be a little more insightful than if you want. Meanwhile, the fight's going on. KSA rotates towards that health pack on the right side to control that angle. Meanwhile, Cookie taking a very distant angle to build that.
كوارتز لازم يهتم بكوكي على اليسار. اوكي رجال كوكي معهم.
Twisted Minds in a little bit of advantageous position.
المميز في كوكي بزيادة يلعب لحاله مو زي كوارتز يمشي مع تيمه. ترى مركز عليك يا كوكي يا كوارتز انتبه. بيموت يوبي يا عيني كاسه. والله this dude is amazing الرماترا يا شيخ اقسم بالله. Nice.
Because they don't actually have to fight in that really close single file almost lane. They have that space to be able to pull back without having to worry about environmentally being knocked off of the map by Crispy. Something that EXO don't, so they get funneled right
انت بتطيح يا رام.
It's Cookie's friends impacting an EXO in retreat.
ساتر.
Nice work from Yubi. Oh my god, what a great main player there. Look at the confidence on these guys too, going out into the middle.
يا ساتر يا ساتر يا ساتر تنظيف للعين. يقولون لي تربل هزموكم ذول الحين ندعسهم عشانكم. باذن الله باذن الله ينزل لان البطولات دي تقلب فجاه يا ساره. بنزل النهائي ان شاء الله على اليوتيوب. لا 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 نايس نايس نايس. يا عيني كوارث لقموه والله. يا عيني كيلكس. مع السلامة ودع. بيشقهم الاثنين ترى لو دخل عليهم. هرب.
Blizzard and then immediate railgun follow-up shot from Quartz.
And I mean, it nullifies the overlap of support ultimates from EXO immediately. They try to use
كيسي لو ندف برا الماب حينعدم الدنيا.
with that Baptiste ultimate, but the Blizzard just means that they can't stand in that space, and Twisted Minds now can just pull Quartz back, hit a disruptor shot, and to make sure that EXO aren't able to escape, and force them still with both the amp and the overclock.
Blizzard tries to get zoned out from the side of Twisted Minds, but Crispy's already found KSA through the Ant Matrix, kills on the point while the railgun shot currently built up after overclock goes away. Quartz still trying to fight this, even though they're down KSA via the disruptor shot, but unfortunately it's a bit too much to deal with the Ramacho without your own. Potentially gets staggered. In fact, he does actually flip that point. Make sure
أول فايت يفوزوا.
100-0 happens this time.
تريبل انهزموا 3-0.
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. He's fine.
Okay, they don't push. Oh man, if Maymoon had been taken out early, that would have been devastating. They need to use these May walls to split these players from Twisted Minds. If they can wall off Calyx when that time.
يوبي ذكي يا عيال ما شاء الله.
Now they use the walls on both sides. Overclock used from Cookie defensively, but it's against that beat drop from Calyx who gets maximum value. Also with the annihilation. KSA runs immediately forward. They notice Pistola is still pressuring at the back line. So
KSA nice. بك بس راح بتانكم.
KSA who's all alone, but by himself he's been able to live. Now the rest of his team is rotated to the point, and even though Pistola found some value at the very end, he's only able to find one. Not able to rotate the point with his life. Now it's just Cookie with the beat drop of Crispy to try to find some kills against Twisted Minds.
والله جوب بسرعة يا عيال.
You still have Pistola.
وين كوكي يا عيني كوارث.
Was utilized by Canale previously, but now he can't actually use it. The rest of Ex-Oblivione rotate towards the point to try to find.
لا مو برونز هذا توب حبيبي وفي الليج. هديها شوي. Easy game. تبارك الرحمن. You're the best player in this world يا كيسي. عربي أجنبي فضائي أي كوكب أي كوكب كوكب كروي مسطح أنت الأفضل.
Gotta get an AC check to see for you guys in Europe. Okay, Twisted Minds obviously locking the similar composition that they had before. Ex-Oblivione opting to run the mirror again.
Yeah, no life lever with Widowmaker. Attempt out of spawn, so EXO will be safe up on that high ground, but they do choose to give it up and back. They have that natural cover to fall behind in case Quartz gets a little bit too charged up on the slowdown.
Going into the railgun shot goes to the left side, and Pistola already finds Yubi. Just a lot of pressure from him running towards that back line. They want to play as aggressive as can be at the moment. It's working. But they found trades it back with some expert placed railgun shots. Nice work from him. Yubi also coming back on the Tracer in this fight to try to come back quickly to make sure they still have a chance here. And as long as Quartz is alive,
والله يمديهم يا عيال. لازم يدرعموا. بيعطوهم شوي من البوينت. نايس يوبي راح تريسر.
Onto that Tracer, but no more May walls because of it. We'll see if it adjusts. This adjustment works out for Twisted Mind, but Pistola runs through there.
السلة طبعا حيرتاح وكاسي حيلقم.
They just break his shield now. Have to run towards him, really trying to make sure that he has a lot of that pressure on him, but he now goes into the block form, gets some heals, also throws Immortality Field. So does Canale on the other side. Pistola goes incredibly low. Finds him. Even though they had a lot of the aggressive space, they still lose Pistola in this fight. They drop the Ant Matrix to try to equalize it, but everybody's healthy.
يا أخي كوارث يا أسطورة.
Because of that push, Quartz now pushes forward. to get Kanale out of the fight. Cookie though trades it back. It doesn't matter because Twisted Minds have captured.
والله كوارت شقهم بس لقى من
It's the
كوكي.
same sort of problem that we saw from EXO yesterday. Sometimes they just take a little bit too long to concede that they've lost that.
استخدموا الويندو واحنا استخدمنا البيت. Ultimate او لا يعني يعتبر استخدم لانه تو غير ماي.
You do have an overclock to be able to combine with it, but Ant Matrix to be able to go toe-to-toe with Slays is going to be instrumental in keeping a hold of this space. Because yeah, they see the Blizzard potential.
والله ذكي عشان يكسر الوال على طول.
On that cart.
يا كوارت.
The sky as well onto Kanale. I mean, this guy does not miss. At the moment, Calyx also finds W. Maymon. And yesterday's game was close. So far, Twisted Minds are making sure.
يا شيخ لا تنط قدام كوارت يا اهبل. لا تنط قدام كوارت.
It got used, but no one from Twisted Minds got frozen. I think he actually went down in the throw animation.
Potentially.
That is another ultimate now gone from the members of EXO. They're going to be relying on either annihilation or overclock, but both these.
واضح إن قطعة لقم. حسبي الله على عينك. قول ما شاء الله يا أخي. واضح إن قطعة لقم الرجال. إن شاء الله إنه ما يلقون في الحقيقة بعد. خليه في اللعبة بس.
Yeah, but on the other side, you know, Twisted Minds are missing quartz, so they don't have a lot of that railgun and pressure. So it seems like Exoblivione just want to keep holding this high ground for now. Wait last second to drop, if they possibly can. Beat drop committed from Crispy. Exoblivione now press the go key, like you mentioned. KSA sitting with the annihilation, pops it as well to pressure W. Maymon and Pistola. The Pistola pops his own immortality field used by Slay. Cookie gets rid of it with his overclock via the high ground as well. No kills just yet from him either. The annihilation pressuring out the payload, and now Cookie connects onto Yubi with that railgun shot. Nice job from Exoblivione to stop that Mate from continuing on forward. Quartz has shown in the past they can hit shots to maybe equalize these fights, so they commit the Ant Matrix.
لازم اكلك يا اخي قول ما شاء الله يا عيني كوارت. الله دفع.
Important pick off. Ant Matrix committed by Kanale now because of it, and as long as Twisted Minds are healthy with Quartz, they can keep pushing forward. They have a beat drop against no beat drop. Maymon forced to use Ice Block as well and fall back towards that cart. Twisted Minds, knowing they have the advantage, want to press the go key towards that cart, and they do so. They commit from Yubi. Immortality field used, but he's dead immediately. Counter Blizzard.
ما حد في البليزرد حق مي. يا عيني يوبي يعني كاسيه.
The rest of Exoblivione who ran on. Eventually Calyx pops the beat drop, which is not entirely necessary.
بسم بالله إذا ما أخذ الMVP ما يعرفوا شيء.
Yeah, really good work as well coming through from Yubi. Actually catches Vestola, the wall then, to make sure that Kanale doesn't get that line of sight to be able to keep healing the Ram. Has to throw the Lamb, but is already a little bit late. And as a result, they lose that tank. They try to counter Blizzard with Maymons, but they just don't have the damage nor the tank body to be able to push back onto Twisted Minds. And as a result, Quartz has that snowball position. He's got the high ground hold. He's got the railgun on fire, misses the one tap and has to slide back. And Vestola doesn't play, so this is Twisted Minds finally on the retreat.
It's falling all the way back to Maywall from UB is great, but unfortunately for them, it gets deleted immediately, and Exoblivione now will fall back with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. Slay has built that Ant Matrix. No immortality field cooldown available for Exoblivione, so Twisted Minds know that. They push forward now into Pistola, so if he's caught out, he's going to go down incredibly fast. They pop a counter Ant Matrix from Kanale's side. Surely he has that cooldown now back up. Quartz goes down as well. Nice railgun shot from him to counter that push from Exoblivione. Now there's no more one-shot potential unless the side of Twisted Minds commits more ultimates. Unfortunately for them, they're still going to go back to the spawn doors because Cookie hits yet again another shot onto Slay, and eventually KSA goes incredibly close to the second is there. Exoblivione slowly finding their footing at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to have this corner as well. This is really punishing for Twisted Minds to walk through.
معانا كل الالتيات تقريبا الا باب. هم معهم كل الالتيات برضه الا باب.
Directly into that long angle that Cookie's holding with the overclock as opposed to Quartz, who can pop the overclock but has to slide into the position.
Yeah, immediately Pistola goes into the back line, waiting to pop the annihilation. He does so now. Blizzard used from Yubi to zone off Pistola. Pistola escapes that.
والله ذكي يا يوبي. والله ذكي يا يوبي. نايس لقم ميمون. والله ذكي يا يوبي. بس انت حتلقم يعني.
But Yubi eventually will get found by Cookie, and slowly but surely, EXO are doing a great job at this phase of the objective around this corner. Perfectly timed team fights.
استخدموا هم كل الالتيات اللي هم اي اكس. احنا ما استخدمنا التيميت رام ولا لوسيو ولا باب. هم معهم باب برضه. شو قدام الويندو كاسه.
wanted to fall, a better decision to fall back in that fight, but KSA still getting value out of the ultimate. Eventually will run out. Slay though gets that value, finds Canale even though they lost one. KSA is still able to do whatever he wants, and Quartz also with the follow-up.
كوارد شغال ورا ما شاء الله.
Fantastic engage from Twisted Minds.
Yeah, both Rams trying the exact same strategy, run past the other straight into the rest of the team, but only one of them has the ultimate and it's continuing to chunk those health bars down as EXO don't have an ultimate to stand on. Twisted Minds have both sustained ults, Sound Barrier and Amp to hold their ground.
Looks jumping above the point. Matrix used May wall from Maymon to zone out for Vistola, but he's still taking poke. He needs to get those heals.
يلقم.
The Matrix, the wall is there as well to stop the lamp from hitting there in time. Now Kelix drops the beat, so they go aggressive.
التمت ما يحقهم almost يوبي تكفي شيله.
Besides Cookie with that one shot potential, Crispy's desperately trying to find the back line, but unfortunately his entire team is dead. Now 37 seconds left. Vistola comes through to try to touch, but cannot. Twisted Minds capture out on Blizzard with 36 seconds.
Oh, it's such a good Amp Matrix from Twisted Minds. The fact that they're able to just lock and confirm that Vistola can only stay in that corner. Has to use the Nemesis bomb incredibly early. Wall comes through from UB, like you said as well, to make sure that he's not able to cross back to the rest of his team. And the second that the Ram is gone, it's just a shooting gallery for Quartz and UB. I mean, the entirety of the map was just a shooting gallery for Quartz and UB. Some of those hits that they were able to find. Cookie was doing his job too, especially when we hit into points. The damage had been done. A and B was picked up far too quickly. And Twisted Minds just had to bank up ultimates.
We also have to bear in mind, right? Cookie was, sitting on the bench in that last matchup versus
لا فريق أجنبي.
Right, he was obviously, had
كل اللي فيها
to his team play without him, so I'm sure he was practicing in like a warm-up custom game or something. But we have to bear in mind that Cookie
فريق توستد مايندز الفريق عربي وفيه عرب أكثر لكن فيه شوية أجانب. واحد اثنين زي كذا.
They did yesterday at the moment, Moxie. What a terrifying team.
They're just getting so much more value from these trades, right? Whether they find a kill, whether or not they're able to force an ultimate from the other side, even if it's all for all, it feels like they're the ones who instigate. But even once the fight ends, because they're just so good at keeping all of these players alive, the healing coming through from Slay and Kelix, insane. The peel coming through from KSA and the positioning from Movie and Quartz to not being caught out as well, just all firing on all cylinders for this entire team right now.
This is a rough meta to find yourself against the likes of Twisted Minds, but Explosione, if any team could do it, it's them, right? They swap over to Ash, Cookie, instead of playing that Sojourn. That's an interesting switch from him, isn't it?
Yeah, so you have more long-term
كوكي راح آش بدل سجورن. شوفون اختيار أحسن.
So you're not going to be able to cleanse it. Bob can be really good as well for contesting points, but you don't have the one-shot potential. That's there for Quartz.
Quartz, like you mentioned, has that one shot to deal with the backline. Maybe the Ash said maybe a little bit of those dynamites can find some value in that back line, as well as Yubi goes down to half HP, needs some heals from Slay. KSA as well goes incredibly low towards the middle of the point, not playing around the cover, and so just by now goes in the humble form, and as is Vistola. So both, just kind of flexing on each other at the moment. It seems like Vistola presses the go key first. Cookie as well with the follow-up. He's there. Onto that backside split. Minds. Quartz goes down incredibly low. So does Yubi, but Quartz low he goes. He still takes down Crispy. Cookie's there with the trait, though. Immortality field to keep Vistola healthy. They're trying to hit him with those shots, although they're a bit smaller now. After some Baptiste nerfs that happened a while ago, Vistola goes towards the middle of that point, towards KSA to push him back. And Yubi still above the high ground during that fight, drops the May ult as well. Yubi, fantastic play from him to drop above the high ground like a superhero, connects on to Explosione.
والله شالهم بعد الاثنين وحش يوبي. يوبي ذكي يا عيال، يوبي ذكي ما شاء الله.
2 down, make that 3. Yubi, that's a 3K. Cookie though does trade it back, but not after the entirety of his team is removed. Crispy and Cookie will get delayed.
I mean, Yubi is just doing magic. That entire push. EXO try and keep Cookie on that high ground so that he can just continue to use things like the dynamite and those shots to pressure the members of Twisted Minds. Onto that point, they have to go, they have to contest. But Yubi just comes
الأجانب اللي الفريق الأبيض اللي على اليسار.
EX. Moving, but it still slows you and it does so much damage. And he drops down, forces Cookie off of the high ground, drops down into the backline, forces the lamp, and then shreds the entire backline afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like W Minwin's a great May, but man, Yubi on the other side has been playing amazing. Bob goes into the back of Twisted Minds. Also, a Blizzard connects onto KSA. Bob is removed from Slay, but not after they've already lost their teammate in the Ramatra of Twisted Minds. 2
ما
kicks
عندهم
now
امتياز.
given to Explodione because they don't have
لو يأخروها لين يجي
Bastola also still has the annihilation, waiting to pop
أحلى
it.
قم.
Ops not use it because they know they have the advantage. Immortality though tries to save Yubi on the point, but the take is there for Explodione. They now
يا اخي كوارتز ما يرتاح والله ما يرتاح لين يشيل واحد يموت. يا ساتر.
ان شاء الله. And as a result has to use that wall so that Cookie's Bob doesn't just absolutely shred his health up on touching and looking for that contest. And finally they can take him down without the means to be able to stall out for the heal to come through from the rest of his team. Exo now trying to keep control of this high ground. This might have
4 التياس مقابل 3 التياس.
So if it does get dirty, they can both use it to keep control of this space.
And no Blizzard's gonna be big. Yubi's gonna have to build it up mid-team fight. Overclock though available from Quartz. We have to pay attention to the ultimates at the moment. Neither team really going first just yet. Quartz pops that ultimate, but immediately it's into a beat. Ant Matrix and ultimate from Bastola. They don't want Twisted Minds to get any value out of the block or the Ant Matrix. Explodione win that fight straight up.
Yeah, EXO understanding that they do not want the payload to be stuck in that place, because if they lose a fight, they lose control of high ground. They also lose control of that choke. So KSA can just zone them as they come through. Yubi can wall, and Quartz can just hit the shots and pick them up from afar. Quartz, by the way, swapping onto the
Quartz راح Widowmaker.
This is going to be really interesting. He has that one tap. Granted, no one from EXO actually has the ability to be able to jump on top of them, and from the distance, he can just play bouncer. They have to work straight into it.
Oh
my God!
Gets picked off instantly.
What a shot from Quartz as well. Maymone's May ultimate Blizzard was gonna be the fight-changing ultimate for Explodione against KSA.
يعطيهم سبيس ابن 66 الحين.
Nice shot from him.
كان ينتظرين.
Not gonna be playing what you would expect a winner to be playing from either. They do spot him out. He goes for a little bit of poke towards Bastola as
اوه انتبه تغلط قدامه.
Wall used incredibly early as well, doesn't quite reach all the way through, so he still has a little corner. He's going to be able to find some of those squishies, has to use that grapple 12-second cooldown, but the wall actually catches Bastola away from his team. They have to break it and use Nemesis Bomb early. They're going to have to wait for that knight to come back and cooldown.
Rotate from Explodione down below, but Quartz, oh my God, again onto Canale. The longer that this rotation is, the more time you enable this Widowmaker to pop off, and as long as Quartz finds those 1 picks, he's already getting maximum value. He doesn't need to get any more. Now Yubi and the rest of Twisted Minds, they split up Explodione. Now a minute and 30 seconds left. Explodione have to wait for the teammate back to come back from spawn.
We've been here before. They've lost one of their players. They have to wait the full 30 seconds. And Quartz now can just pop in for sight and know exactly where all those squishies are coming from. There's no way that they try this without a shield.
What the heck? They are okay with nice movement to get inside, obviously ducking the head down to make sure no headshot, but now they're against the Blizzard, and they've already committed so much brain power into trying to deal with the Widowmaker, they completely forgot about Yubi, who drops down below with the Blizzard onto the main of Explodione.
لا يوبي لا.
No ultimates used for them, besides that. Bob Cookie does trade back Yubi. They have
لا يقلبوها يعني
cleaned up by KSA.
And they don't bait Twisted Minds into overcommitting either. Twisted Minds are looking at the time bank. They're seeing that there's less than a minute left. That Maymon's going to have and they hold on to annihilation.
يبغى يهجس كوارت.
Force Maymon into using it to peel. Cookie now off of the Ash, understanding he needs that one-shot potential that's available for Quartz. He's onto the hand zone.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a reason why we've seen maybe some Blizzard comments.
هذا كوكي ما يتبق قاعد يراوغ الطلقة.
Widowmaker, but that's why Quartz shuts down Canale as the recontest came through. But Cookie, oh my God, what a shot onto Quartz after they lost the Baptiste though, so they don't have a lot of heals. Canale's gonna have to come back onto the Moira. 10 seconds left. We're entering overtime territory. We'll have to beat drop.
معاهم التي ماي ولوسيو ورام.
We'll have a 5 versus 5. Bastola.
إحنا معانا رام ولوسيو.
But it's Cookie again.
كوكي لقم كوارتز مرة ثانية.
In the spawn doors as he attempted to come back. The annihilation is still up for KSA. Just making sure the cart doesn't push further. Still just being that bouncer towards the end of that checkpoint. Cookie now wants to go over the top.
انتبه يا سلاي
Slay isn't able to get the one shot now because of the beat of Kelix. KSA is also frozen because of a blizzard down below, but eventually will come out of it. Is split from his team as the annihilation of Bastola is still aggressive on
يا كوارد.
now gets the better of that trade. takes out Cookie in this fight. Immortality field used as well to sustain versus Vistola.
يا أخي
And his
كوارتز.
ultimate, it's still happening.
يا أخي
But it doesn't
كوارتز.
even matter because
يا
the
أخي
damage
كوارتز.
is here from Slay.
Easy game.
Blizzard as well is connecting from UB. Twisted Mind stop Exoblivione in that second phase and now go up 2 in the series.
Yeah.
Bunkertown. Oh.
Been locked that Sombra first of all, and maybe a bit of a change up Vistola as well in the Sigma. We haven't seen this change up happen just yet for this team.
Oh, here it is. Quartz Widow makeup. Whether or not it's gonna stay remains to be seen. He's not fully out of spawn. He's not committed. He's waiting to see whether or not Exo are fielding a Widow to stop him. Vistola's Sigma Shield should be able to keep some of those shots in check, but ooh, that was
والله يا عيال
close.
مرعب.
Yeah, it's always
باقي
gonna be
مباراة
that
يا سارة من
tense,
4.
but, you know, with double shield,
لازم
it's gonna be
4-0
hard
أو
for
اللي
Force to
يوصل
find a
4.
lot of direct value unless somebody peeks their head out like Cookie is at the
انتبه
moment.
انتبه يا
He has a
سارة
bit of a
انتبه
tool going for
انتبه.
the SMG just to scare him off at the moment. Now goes for the grapple shot, doesn't hit it. Cookie, these are the mid-air Hanzo shot onto Quartz, directly insane from him, but now Mamone comes through, try to pressure out Quartz, but the change up with Kellis going over to that Karika.
يو يا كوارتز.
Now find Cookie on that
يا أخي ما شاء الله الله يرحم.
with the peel, and now Mamone's trying to do that pressure, but just ridiculous help from the side of Twisted Minds to make sure he never goes down. Cookie opts to switch as well over to Widowmaker. Canale gets staggered out as well, and now they're going to put 3 on that payload. They won't have Canale for a rig attempt.
Yeah, remember when I said that Sojourn to Sojourn forces that mirror and is very much akin to the Widow force?
كوكي راح ويدو بيكر يا عيال. 1v1 ويدو. 1-0 الآن لكوارتز.
On that trace just continues to apply this pressure onto EXO to make sure that they can't contest as that payload moves through from
1-1.
Cookie finds his counterpart. Will be able to keep EXO in the driving seat for now as a result.
Ooh, nice hack on the UV,
Nice
but the
والله
damage
يوبي.
output is not there to finally
استقنا لك
take him
بتريسر
down,
يا
get
رجل.
that recall off. Now a pulse bomb.
What?
What? Looked like it connected, but it didn't. Anyways, Immortality Field still utilized from Canale down below, and Cookie hits those shots. 2 in a row now for him. Quartz also swaps to the Hanzo, which is, I guess, technically better of a hero in their second phase. And a boost from KSA. They want to still fight this, even though they're down in members. Running towards the high ground, just pummeling with the Nano, also commits the annihilation and eventually takes down Canale. The Ramatra is doing so much versus Sigma, though Vistola does trade it back. As something to say, eventually the annihilation runs out, but it's Quartz to find Cookie during this fight. So Vistola has to back up, still take a lot of this pummel damage, free to do whatever he wants, but gets tossed up in the air from the Sigma, but eventually gets found by Quartz. And that ultimate, unfortunately, going to get no value as the card continues through this second phase.
Yeah, Sigma versus Ramatra is a very uneven matchup, as now we're actually going to see. Even though it counts as a projectile with the pummel, doesn't get stopped by the Sigma shift. You still take the damage. So Vistola is forced off of the Sigma now and onto the Ram mirrors.
Nice, يوبي قفل.
Touch and use the EMP.
Now there's that rally on the cart though, so they do have that sustain from Baya in this fight. 1.75 meters left. It's just him.
Okay, شكرا دفاع بعيد.
Coming the Ramatra change for Vistola, also with that Ant Matrix support ultimates used. Also, a Kitsune Rush from Kelix was in that fight.
Nice!
Expertly
شكرا يوبي.
and actually connect onto that payload, bringing us to that second checkpoint. And now into third. The fight is still going on, however, so potentially some staggered kills now onto Exoblivione. Vistola does trade it back, but surely he'll get staggered at the end of it as well.
Oh, this lag is going to be brutal. They catch Canale and Vistola. Your tank and your main heal both going to be taken out of the mixed blade. You're now going to be off of that Brigida.
هذا ليه ما يلعب سق؟ لأنه شو اسمه؟ متى اللي هو أحس رام أحسن. لعبوا بدون سمبر الآن نايس.
Poking out the high ground, still getting a lot of card time. I mean, there just really hasn't been that many fights for Exoblivione. They swap Biot to Zenyatta, but it doesn't matter because going to find the opening pick on W Maimon for the top on the high ground.
ميت
Shot on the courts,
وضيع.
so low, but the immortality field saves him at 1 HP. Unfortunately, Vistola also missed a few of the pummel shots, so it could not kill the 3 HP target, which is Quartz. And now Quartz has decided to walk back up to the high ground. Now has to deal with Cookie, but drops down below with the Dragon Strike. Cart almost at the checkpoint, by the way. Still was not contested. Blizzard to zone. Nobody else can touch. And oh my god, what a blazing fast time for Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds, like I said, they have the Annihilation, they have the Blizzard, and as a result, no one from EXO can actually engage in the close quarters fight. No one can contest the payload.
يب يوبي ذكي.
Rolls through at an absolute breakneck speed of Junkertown. We said that we were a little
عماني
bit
والله.
concerned when we saw EXO take us to this specific map because of the fact that Quartz was popping up on the last one, and it definitely feels like the Widowmaker paved the way for that speedy start and day.
What was running the Sigma, I guess, in the first 1.5 points, really. It's just not a lot of pressure onto KSA. Not a lot of cart pressure in general on that map. It felt like to me,
الله كيسي يا محمد افضل تانك يا ربي اذا مو في العالم انا ما فاهم. تأتى ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
You would be able to play against dive. If a dive was attempted, you would be able to use the accretion to be able to connect onto them. Obviously, it doesn't go through defense matrix. Or it does go through defense matrix, so D.Va wasn't really able to counter it. But like you said, in comparison to that Ramattra, it doesn't have any ground that it's able to hold. And we just saw EXO having to just cave and cave and cave on all of those engagements until the swap comes through into B. But by then, the tempo, the ultimate economy, it's already in Twisted Mind's favor.
Yeah, it's fantastic work from the side of Twisted Minds. 3 minutes and 55 seconds is ridiculous. And now, going to be playing on that offense is Oblivione. We'll see if they can capture rounds. That may give them a chance here. Obviously, Quartz still on the wheel. Trying to match it with the Hanzo.
Yeah, finds the shot too. Not onto his squishy, which is why no early death from XO. As Twisted Mind's still going to be having that Widow, and Cookie just straight away off of the Hanzo onto the Widow. Was only playing the Hanzo to see whether or not Twisted Minds were going to go for that early spawn hold. Seeing that they were able to hit tab, that Quartz on the Widow has to match it.
Yeah, waiting for that mid-air shot. Unfortunately cannot connect, but neither does Cookie. Meanwhile, the Venom Mine plays perfectly. Oh my god, a TP on Canale. Barely avoids Quartz's shot, knowing that he's both being chased by this Kariko and Tracer. Means that he has to play ultra safe. Meanwhile, on the front line, KSA also dealing.
ضرعوا عليه والله يبغون كوارز والله. سلي معاه بس مين بيحمي سلي؟ نايس. لا تكفى. نايس. كوكي لقب. سلي بيموت. اوه يا كوارز. والله ما قصرت. والله ما قصروا. ما قصروا. البش لنا.
WMMO is now the last one alive in this team fight. Looks for that Kariko, but it's going to back out with his life. His Twisted Minds regroup.
So Quartz actually grapples above Kelix and Yubi to try and find that shot onto her Cookie. And stays alive longer than Cookie actually does, despite two of those squishy players trying to go after that Widow and keep him in check. As we see the swap onto the Brigida. EXO
يوبي راح لكوكي.
يوبي in the path of Quartz as Yubi infiltrates the backline, lands the pulse bomb. Cookie, unfortunately, with 175 health and a 12-second grapple, a very valuable target for that Trace to be able to push onto.
2 minutes left now. Yubi still pressuring, and as you can see, we have that W Memo and Kaneo kind of flank still.
ميمون وذا ورا يبون كوارتز.
Healing him. KSA should be free on this front line as long as he's getting the pocket, but it's Cookie to open things onto Quartz, who had to rotate away from the pressure of the Kariko and Tracer. Kaneo also finds Slade. KSA does trade back the stole though. KSA gets Nana boosted in the back line as well as Yubi finds Bijjw, but Yubi, oh my god, removed from Cookie. Body shot into melee. Fantastic work for him. KSA trying to trade things back, but the Annihilation isn't going to work versus a lot of these more mobile characters. Pops the Annihilation just to stall. Knows it's going to eventually run out though because he has no target to really connect to. And now he's chase bound up down by W Maimon. Great work from W Maimon to zone that Ramattra. They're trying to come through for the stall, but it's too late. KSA is out of the fight. Bijjw and the rest of the team are pushing forward, and Cookie is starting to level up at the moment.
كوكي بدأ يمد رجلوه يمد رجوله أكبر من لحافه.
But that is an Annihilation now used, and they don't really have anything to stop the Bestolas. Right? Well, now Yubi's actually going to go on to that maze, try and use the wall to block it off.
تبي انهزموا يا كيرو.
Find the value given that KSA is not going to be able to mirror it. As Quartz with the Infrasight can also try and use that to keep this Ramattra in check.
انهزموا من نفس هذا الفريق 3-0.
Challenge. Was pushed so far back, expecting Kanale and Maymon to come for his head.
Looking for the shot on the Tracer with those inference sights, like you said. Not able to find the kill just yet. Cookie looking to match him. Annihilation, aggression with that continued rush, and now that rally as well from Bijjw. So 3 committed. Cookie clicker. Kelix goes down to him. Also Bijjw and Momo connect on a Quartz and Yubi as well.
لازم كوارتز يغير. راح هانزو.
They do come out on top though.
يب.
The thing is, because Twisted Minds had to swap their composition up, they also reset a major part of their ultimate economy. So EXO taking that reins of the fight, using all of those ultimates, means that Twisted Minds aren't able to cycle into that amp, nor the blizzard to have in this next fight.
Twisted Minds come through the bottom right. They wall themselves to make sure that they can get out of the choke without any pressure. Pulse bomb connects onto the shield, and also an immortality field used to potentially counter that value. Meanwhile, Ant Matrix used. Explodione, no ultimates to work with here besides that pulse bomb that was used earlier. Now knowing the Twisted Minds have the advantage with that Ant Matrix, they walk forward and take down Bijjw, Canale, or Vistola, now stuck
nice.
in the corner as well. Goes down eventually, even with the Susie Dragon Strike from Cookie. Desperation. But unfortunately for them, his team is removed. It's just Canale and Mamone alive. Canale will fall as well. Mamone has to recall. Surely going to try to back out now. 2 minutes in the second phase.
I thought that was going to be a
قلت له بيتأخر.
given that Dragon Strike was incredibly late. But he is going to stick on the Hanzo at the moment to go toe-to-toe with Quartz. Granted, you don't need to save it to be able to zone out the Ant Matrix, but now you're not going to have it to be able to zone out Yubi's Blizzard.
Ooh, Yubi!
Besides the Blizzard, Yubi just hits the shots as well on the Mamone. I guess, you know, oh my god, nice 8-3 on the Quartz. But the thing is with Hanzo is that Dragon Strike is seen as like one of the worst ultimates in the game.
هذا النهائي اللي يفوز يفوز.
It really just is that one-shot potential that Cookie still has. They'd have to wait for Mamone to come back from spawn now, though. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the Streets phase, Moxie.
Well, Quartz has the Dragon Strike of his own. May not be one
معانا
of the
كل الالتيات.
seen by players, but it can still be incredibly useful, especially if all of those players are stuck inside a blizzard.
نزله.
Be able to use, or even you save it for overtime and push it onto the payload, so they take so much damage when they have to touch.
Yubi pressuring out this Tracer. Oh my god, what a pulse bomb, but it doesn't matter because he still has that cooldown of Ice Block. Get out, Steel, buddy. Mamone goes back to the spawn doors. Now KSA with the Annihilation eventually runs out as well. Vistola building onto his, but now they're staggered.
جاب العيد Vistola.
That could be very bad. Actually falls here as well. No that piece, by the way, for the immortality field. Now the rest beyond just hides into the corner. Eventually will fall. More time off the clock. 43 seconds.
معانا 3 التيات وهم معاهم رام وكيركو وهانزو.
And Twisted Minds are just not allowing them to regroup cleanly. Kelleg's on that Lucio, invading on those members of EXO that were still retreating after having lost some of those players.
تحمس لكأس العالم بإذن الله بإذن الله.
Available for Bijjw to be able to give the damage reduction to Vistola. Twisted Minds don't have Annihilation of their own, but Yubi's Blizzard and that Dragon Strike in overtime is going to be so hard for EXO to overcome.
Yeah, nails well. As they continue to rush to recontest with, so maybe they can get something done if it's incredibly fast. But like you said, they have to deal with so many defensive ultimates. Know where they are. Drop the Dragon Strike. There's that Blizzard, and oh my god, they're just dead to all that damage. 4 seconds left. They went inside when it was most detrimental to them in their composition, and now Mamone falls. Bijjw does as well. Nobody else can touch. Twisted Minds are now up
Last
3
game
in the series. 1 more to go.
والله غيروا في تشكيلتهم ترى. والله ترى مونكي عيال غثيث. كوارتز راح ريبر. ابدو.
Yeah, like it is something they could run for sure. I think that, you know, I'm sure they've at least experimented with it. A lot of these teams play a ton of different compositions in practice and in scrims. And in this situation, Moxie rolling out with that Tracer Sombra from previous, and as well as Doge on that Winston. Meanwhile, Twisted Minds on the Reaper.
الله ونستني يخوف. ونستني يخوف. ومويرا.
Heavy dive counters. Quartz going to be there with the Reaper to try and exchange shots with Doge when he jumps in, pummeling through that shield. The Slay on the Moira with the Fade should be able to negate a lot of the damage input.
Very aggressive push again from Twisted Minds early onto Doge, who jumped towards that high ground. They're trying to control that space above them, bridge above the archway. Maywall's used as well. The Robot under the control.
حرك الروبوت كاسيه ما عليك بتفلونه هنا.
Takes control of it, looking for the dive target as Explodione, but while they have to think about who to dive, they're dealing the pressure of Quartz in the front line, who does get anti-grenaded, but still has that fade up. Doge gets poked out.
Ooh,
also walled. Oh my god. Almost goes entirely down. Also recall used by Psycho into the back line. Has to try to preserve his own life while Doge gets healed up, building towards Canale's nano boost. Slay actually building up ultimates first, about 70 towards that coalescence. Now towards 80. Canale trying to desperately heal his team up to build the nano first for the engage, but during the fight the card
دائما باي شخصيه بقي الابيلتي اللي يعيشك. لا تستخدمه بسهوله ابدا.
Going for the hack, trying to now recall out of their. Slay goes forward, knowing he has the coalescence, goes aggressive.
Oh,
pulse bomb from Psycho after he fades forward. What a connection from him. KSA though does trade back Canale and EMP there from Mamone as well.
يعني كوارتز البكين. سلبوين.
Doge goes incredibly low. They try to rotate back towards that robot. He doesn't
والله
have
يبغاه
a lot of healing.
والله يبغاه
Knows
كوارث.
that, teleports
بس
back
ما عنده
towards them to get
عنده
those
ذا.
heals from his Lucio and also force out Doge, but he's doing a great job just backing up. Psycho
الله
also has
سايكو يا
found
ساتر.
Torch, so even though Twisted Minds have claim of that robot again, they have lost Quartz for this next one.
And Twisted Minds, I get to continue this fight in this space.
لأن القتلة هنا بتيم كل عندنا في الأيام العادية يا صاحبي.
Still on the Reaper with that Death Blossom, as we're going to see Nano Boost from EXO and onto Doge so he can dive into that backline. The damage reduction as well. So
خربوا عليه نايس.
amplified on that cleave, but he's shredded before he's able to blow that last little percentage for Primal. And suddenly EXO are lacking a tank and they have to abandon ship.
It was almost a comedy, honestly. Dead died so fast, even through that reduction, like I said, was trying to build the Primal Rage, but really had nowhere to go. Composition of Twisted Minds a bit too fast pace. with the trade.
اخي الادمي ذا كلب يا عيال ما شاء الله تبارك الله. كلب يا اخي كبار. والله انك مكسب لنا جميعا يا شيخ. اللي يقول عكس كذا ينزل لي وبيون. لا لا قريب ما سوى صح عنده الريت.
on the low ground. Kellex goes incredibly low, but it's Kellex to find WMA on the off angle. Psycho with the pulse bomb notices the fade just happened, so he goes in with that pulse bomb. Doesn't connect. Also
لا يا صديق يا اخي حتى كوارد لما صار ريبر صار متخلف على عكس العقليه يا شباب. يعني كوارد والله وحش وحش. اي واحد يلعب ريبر يتغير يصير كذا ما ادري كذا غريب. على السلامه يا كوارد. والله يتهكر والله اي واحد يلعب ريبر يصير ما ادري كيف. نايس يوبي ما شاء الله.
Doge dives in, but they've lost Maimona.
ما عنده ريكول.
Trades back to Yubi though, so that's a 1-for-1 trade. KSA also into the corner, but can just
قاعد يوقف البوينت.
right this new character Ramon.
صاد النبي ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
Primal Rage as well from Doge on the inside, does not able to find the kill because it's a coalescence from Slay during that fight, throwing out the damage orb. Even though we had the nano boost, cannot use it in this fight now. WMA also died earlier on, so no EMP here. Although Twisted Minds are at a ult disadvantage, they still will press forward on the Doge, send him back towards the spawn doors. Now 90 meters. Oh my god, found the translocator. Stagger kill on the Maimona again.
Oh, you needed the EMP. Kellex is sitting on that sign bar. He's going to be able to have it when the Sombra ultimate now comes into play, and he can just keep himself safe and away from that Sombra's attentions until the ultimate comes through and be the hero of the hour that Twisted Minds needs to be able to sustain through.
يا اخي تفكيرهم يعجبني. فايت 1v1 ما له داعي تطويله. روح سكر.
Early, but only connected on the Quartz in that front line. The Nano Boost was there, so it kind of forced them. Yubi found Psycho as well, who had Pulse Bomb on that off angle. Maybe this is why in the interview, you know, we said we interviewed WMA and he said that maybe don't want to run these Sombra competitions because it requires a ton of coordination. The rest of WMA's team falls around him as the EMP Psycho desperately trying to reel things back. Has found Quartz, also Kellex out of the fight, so XBLV only have those close spawns. It could be winnable, but has so much damage reduction. Hacked and integrated. That's what we like to see, but it's still alive. Will back out of there, barely alive as well. Full spawn from Yubi to try to connect onto Doge, but finally they take down KSA, who has been a terror on Xblivione. That is a very, very crucial pick for them to come back now as they kind of rampage back into Twisted Minds. Nail has found Slay as well, and slowly but surely stuck in the spawn doors no longer. Xblivione control the robot again.
Twisted Minds, however, have a window where Mayron's not going to have that EMP up, and Slay can use that fade to dodge out of that pulse bomb attachment that we've seen Psycho just continue to hound towards this.
يجي تخيل معهم بالجيم ايش بتسوي؟ حنسب من المعلق الفريق اللي ضدي والفريق اللي معي.
Underneath, Doge goes from the archway. Pulse bomb available from Psycho. Looking for that Ramatra. So many ultimates, like you said, on the side of Twisted Mind. Psycho has to blink around now. Recall. Throws the pulse bomb out. Does not connect onto KSA. Now will fall back to his team. WMA has the EMP. Ready to go. Notices the rest of his team is dying to annihilation. And
you should down.
Twisted Minds, 3 members. Memo now has to hold onto the EMP as they now have to deal with Doge, who's primal raging, not getting any more value.
Yeah, primal rage just try and stall.
طالع له المشخصن. وراه والله. يا مريض يا مريض. اقول لك اي واحد يلعب ريبر يصير شيء فيه شيء ما تصدقون.
Yubi finds Crispy as well, so no pocket there for that Echo. Desperation hours for Xblivione. WMAMO now coming back with the EMP to cancel.
بيلقم
on the court, so Quartz is able to get that Death Blossom out and fade back in, but Doge now on their Macho, able to find UBKSA also falls. These spawns too close to that payload, which was just about to reach that checkpoint. Now X will be under control of the robot again.
Are we going to see the cast swap from Quartz? They're not running that Winston anymore. No, it's going to be the Sombra. So no hit scan to actually try and keep Psycho in check. Crispy off of the Mercy, so not damage boosting, but onto the Lucy to allow for more initiation on Doja's side to be able to match speed with KSA, as Psycho just putting a little bit more pressure onto that front line, trying to force those cooldowns early.
Back against the wall to Exoblivione. Have what it takes to control this robot all the way through 130 plus meters to go. Sombra pinged out. Quartz translocates back towards his team. Psycho was hacked in the air as well. Beat drop engaged from Calyx. If Exoblivione can deal with this, they might be in a decent spot. The hack out of the Psycho, so he can't help. Canale falls to Quartz eventually.
كوارز راح سومبرا تراك كوارز اللي يعجبني فيه عيال فليكس بس بدك هيت سكان تعال بدك ايوه ام جون سومبرا نغني نهائي ابطال I don't care. هذا النهائي عندنا يا الحبيب، هذا ابطالنا. Oh my god يا لو توتر. لا يا كوارز انتبه. لا يموت كيسي لا يموت كيسي. لا مات.
And they control the robot again, but you know they win this team fight, but at what cost? They have so many more meters to come back now with a minute 30 seconds left.
But they win the team fight even though they're lacking Canale in that damage reduction with the nano boost. Doja's annihilation is absolutely clutch, as Twisted Minds used Coalescence and Blizzard to try to finally push that bot back, as Exo have the ultimates to be able to win this night fight. They just can't afford to be caught by EMP early.
That EMP ready to go. Nano boost as well committed on a Doge, trying to avoid those ultimates. Early copy comes through on for a Psycho to copy.
والله ذكي والله ذكي يا اخي كيس ايه يا اخي اقسم بالله ذكي. العيال قاعد يصد عشان ما يخليه يشحن الالتيميت. يا اخي قسم بالله ذكي الادمي ذا.
Goes straight back. Canale, however, at this point, you know, Exoblivione's got to, or Twisted Minds have to regroup.
Psycho's duplication actually forces KSA away from his team, and he solo annihilates that Echo without being there in the front line for his team to be able to fall behind when Mamo and Doge, Canale and Crispy all apply the pressure onto the front. And Exo, granted they've still got a lot of distance to try and cover, have been able to turn this map around.
Mimo pressuring out for that EMP, which translocate
كم
back.
ألتي الآن؟ معاهم ألت رام وألت لوس، لا معاهم ألت رام وألت سومبرا. احنا معانا مي ولوسي ومويرا. We need you KSA.
Of the archway, just
we need your ult.
The perfect fight to take place. Both support ultimates available for Twisted Minds. Exo have none. They do have the EMP though, and connect onto Yubi to find him before Slay and Kellis can counteract it with the support ultimate.
يوبي بدري كوارز معليش.
Twisted Minds trying to end it here in now. Annihilation from Doge.
ما يسوي شيء لحاله ان شاء الله. هيلو كيسه هيلو كيسه. ون يا عيني جي جي ايزي. رجع يلا القم توفيق. تبك يا تبك.
ساتر. Exoblivione are your EMEA champs.